You know, sometimes rabbits don't always breed like rabbits. I've been having problems getting my rabbits to breed. I've been trying for a while now. My does are just now coming of age, or well, have just a couple of months ago. So they're a little bit over, I think one of them is, I don't know, 9 months old. The other one is probably about 7, 8 months old, somewhere right around in there. So I'm gonna try again today. We're gonna see what happens. I'll go through kind of some of the steps I've taken already to try to get them to breed. That has not worked. The bucks are completely, you know, just like normal. The bucks are more than willing to breed. It's the does that are a problem. The does don't always want to breed. All right, let's get some stuff out of here. So what I'm going to do is get my blue silver fox doe, get her over here, see if she'll go ahead and lift for this buck behind me, this black buck. I've had her in there plenty of times. She's not aggressive with him or anything like that. She's just refusing to lift. She just doesn't want to breed yet. So let me get her. We'll see if she's willing to breed today, and then we'll talk a little bit about what I've done to try to get them to breed that didn't work so far. All right, so, I mean, there's not much to it usually. You just put her in there. The buck's going to be pretty enthusiastic. Let me bring the camera in a little bit. So he's on the wrong side. Hey, don't wear yourself out there. Come on. All right, so you can see the buck is pretty enthusiastic. She's just kind of sitting in the corner. I'm not going to do much here. I'm just going to kind of let them do their thing. See if she'll, you know, move around, get out of the corner, and let him go ahead and breed and lift for him. Oh, look at that. We got a successful fall off. I can't believe it. Let's see if we can get one more. Now she seems to be back to... There we go, another successful fall off. We got 2 of them. I think we're good now. I think I'm going to go ahead and put her back up. I'll come right back and I'll talk to you guys a little bit more. Well, I was being careful. She still got me. Just a little scratch. It's okay. Not the end of the world. We're going to see if we can get this other doe to breed now. This is my silver fox black doe. We're going to see if she'll breed with my silver fox black male, my other one. Same kind of issues have been happening there. She's been a little grumpy towards him. So I'm going to see if maybe she's in a little bit of a better mood today. Let me move you over to his cage so we can kind of see what's going on. Get this water bowl out of here and give you a little more room. He's filthy. He's not filthy, but he just nasties up his little resting mat there. So I keep a spare. I'll throw out there and let it get rained on or wash it off if I need to. And just trade him out every once in a while because he likes to make a mess. All right, let's see if we can get her going. Come on now. Now, let's move this camera around. Same kind of thing. He's super anxious, but she's not been willing. She seems to be a little bit more calm this time. The last couple times she's been growling and kind of hateful towards him. But so far she's not. There we go. There's one successful fall off. We got 2 in a row here. Look at that. What do you know? See if we can get one more. So while we're waiting, I'm going to be kind of looking back and forth. Well, hang on. What is happening now? Oh, that dog's got the most annoying bark. Maybe it's not yet. Okay, so while we're waiting on this to happen, let me talk to you a little bit about what I've been going through here. I've been trying to breed these guys for probably close to 2 months. It's been a while where I've been just trying about every other week for about 2 months. You know, my blue silver fox, the blue doe, she's a little bit older. So I started with trying to breed her first. And what she was doing is just laying in the cage. She wouldn't lift for the buck. Hang on, let me watch what's going on here. There we go. Second fall off. We're good. Let me get her put up. Then we'll come back and talk to you. All right. So You don't know how relieved I am. I've been trying to breed these does for, like I said, about 2, maybe 3 months since I first started trying to breed that blue doe. Now normally, when a doe hits about 6 months old, a little over, I always wait till they get to about 90% of their adult weight. So I waited till she was at least 6 months old and 9 pounds. I think it took her actually 7 months to get to 9 pounds because she should be about a 10-pound rabbit when she's full grown. So I waited till then. I went ahead and introduced her to the buck. Now she wasn't aggressive. She would just lay there. He would try to breed. He would try to mount, but she wasn't lifting for him. Wasn't allowing him to actually breed. So I gave her another week or two. Tried again. Still wasn't letting him breed. So then I started trying some different tricks that you can sometimes do when you have a doe that's reluctant to breed. One of those, I put her in his cage, put him in her cage, let them sit there for a day, 2 days, and then I moved him back into his cage. That gives her a chance to get his scent, get used to his surroundings, and hopefully be a little bit more prone to breed. But it didn't work. She was still just kind of laying there, not lifting for him. He was trying to mount, but she just wouldn't do anything. She just wasn't lifting at all. That didn't work. So I waited another 2 weeks. Then tried another trick that I've heard that so many people swear by it. There's got to be something to it. Put her in a pet carrier, took her for a ride. Oh, I hope that dog's not bothering you guys as much as it is me. It's driving me crazy. Oh, shut up, dog. Maybe he'll stop for a minute. I doubt it. Put her in a pet carrier, took her for a ride with me. Actually, took her when I went to go pick up my deer from the processor and took her to the processor, which is a 30-minute drive, and then back, and then threw her in the cage with the buck. Still, same situation. She was not lifting for the buck. So I gave her another week or two. I've tried adding some black oil sunflower seed. There's all kinds of things I've tried doing. Those are the main tricks that you can usually use. Now, somebody mentioned on my live broadcast the other day, I think it was Andy Rabbit, but I don't remember for sure. Wheatgrass. You can try wheatgrass or wheat germ, one of the two. You can try giving them that, and that can sometimes get them in the mood. Now, I was pretty sure I knew what the issue was, so I just gave them a little bit more time, and now that the days are getting a little bit longer, both of them are receptive. I forgot to say, when I did first start trying to breed, she was right about 7 months old as well. My other silver fox, starting to breed her, she was real grumpy. She was growling, she was running from the buck, she just didn't want to have anything to do with them. Today, incredibly receptive, but I've tried her about every 2 weeks for the past month, no results, and then today, suddenly just receptive. And really, I think the reason is the days are starting to get longer. So we're getting more hours of daylight, and that sometimes will get them in the mood to breed. Spring is coming, they know spring's coming. It's the same way your quail stop laying eggs until they get a certain amount of daylight. Animals sometimes don't want to breed until they have a certain number of hours of day in the daylight going. Now, I think that applies a little bit more to, like, I've bred plenty of rabbits in the fall and in the winter and had no problems whatsoever with them, but most of those rabbits were rabbits that were already breeding in the spring and the summer, if that makes sense. So I think what it is, both of these rabbits came of age in late fall, really into winter. They came of breeding age going into wintertime. So I think it's really, they just held off until they started getting a little bit more daylight. Now, I could have brought a light out and put it in here and lit this hutch up to get it up to about 12, 14 hours a day of light, and that probably would have done the trick, but it's not easy for me to get a light out to here, so I just was patient, just waited, figured as soon as the days started getting a little bit longer. Right now we are this is the first week of March, so days are getting a little bit longer. We're not quite in spring yet, but we're getting real close, and voila, the rabbits are willing to breed. So sometimes you just have to be patient if you're not in a big hurry. Now, if you are in a big hurry to get rabbits bred and to get oh goodness. That dog never wears out, I swear. It's not a mean dog, it's a friendly dog. I think it just wants attention. Okay, let's try that again. So now if you are in as soon as I start talking every time. Anyway, I apologize, guys, but if you are in a big hurry to get your rabbits bred and they're being reluctant to breed, those are some tricks you can try. Put the doe in the buck's cage, give them 24 to 48 hours, and then move the buck in with them. Now, you got to watch them pretty close, because sometimes when you move that buck in, does can get pretty territorial. And you want to make sure that she's not going to get super aggressive with them. Usually they won't in that short time frame. They haven't claimed the territory of his cage yet. But still, you got to be a little bit careful with that. Other things you can do is, like I said, give her a little bit of black oil sunflower seed, or apparently a little bit of wheatgrass, wheat germ. I have not tried that out, actually, because they were successful. I was planning on doing that if it didn't work today. And the other thing you can try again, put them in a pet carrier, put the doe in a pet carrier, drive her around the block a couple of times, bring her back, and put her in the buck's cage. And that's supposed to work. It didn't work for my doe, but, you know, try it out. It's worth a try. And then, like I said, if you know, especially if it's fall, if it's winter and the days are short, try adding some light. Light can help. Now, if your bucks are the ones that don't want to breed, that's pretty rare. Almost always it's the doe. The bucks are almost always willing to breed just as soon as you put the doe in there. I'm sorry, guys, again, for the dog. It's driving me crazy. The bucks are almost always willing to breed, but if for some reason they're not willing to breed, if they just kind of hunker down in the corner, show no interest, could be a couple of things. First of all, if your buck's not too old, and too old would be 5 years old, 6 years old, somewhere right around in there. If they're 5 or 6 years old and they bred before and now suddenly they don't want to, they may just be aging out. But if it's a younger buck and he just shows no interest, chances are he's probably overweight, or maybe has some kind of illness or something like that that's causing it. But most of the time it's a weight issue. You may have to put them on a diet, reduce their weight just a little bit to get them in the mood. But sometimes all it takes is patience. You just got to keep trying and keep trying and keep trying, and you know, give them a little bit of a break. You can always resort to force breeding. I don't like to do that myself. I just don't really care to do that, so I never really do. But to force breed, you would basically just hold the doe, put your hand underneath her, lift up her back end for the buck to be able to mount, and you kind of get the picture, I think. But I don't really like to force breed my animals. I feel like they kind of know what's going on. It's a little bit better to give them the ability to do that on their own when they feel like it. Usually once you get a doe bred, both of these are first-time does. Once you get them bred, they're usually a little bit more receptive to breeding in the future. So I'll probably get a litter out of them now and maybe another one before the heat of summer really hits, and then we'll probably take a break until fall and see if they're receptive in the fall as well. So anyway, just a quick rabbit update. It's been a while since we've talked about the rabbits, but you got to see them all today. And hallelujah, they bred. I'm so excited about that. It's finally. I got both of these rabbits I've had, well, all of these rabbits basically, I got in, let's see, it was September. I got the first one in September. I think I got them all in September. So I've been sitting here since September with no baby rabbits to show for it, but we're on our way now. Both of them look like good, successful fall-offs, so hopefully we'll have a good kindling here in about 30 days, and we'll keep you updated on that. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, God bless.